licensed personal trainers at some point, but I bought this book in advance so that we could start on the reading. And it is called NASM, Essentials of Personal Fitness Training. And I have to tell you, a lot of the principles from Mikhayahtarianism came from God highlighting different tips in books and reading. So this is from chapter 17. It has to do with fat. So we're talking about fat today, which is week 3 of Mikhayahtarianism. Mikhayahtarianism is a nutrient-dense diet that focuses on prayer, pea protein, and also powerhouse fruits and vegetables, which is what we dealt with last week. All right, so where do I want to start? I think I want to start on page, it was 78. Excuse me, y'all. I think I closed the page I was on. Oh, yeah. Excuse me. What page was I on? Oh, here it is. I got it marked. Okay, I want to start here talking about fat, page 71. And on the side, it says fat, one of the 3 main classes of foods and a source of energy in the body. Fats help the body to use some vitamins and keep skin healthy. They also serve as energy sources for the body. In food, there are 2 types of fat, saturated and unsaturated fat. So let's bullet point what we've just read. Number 1, that there are 3 main classes of foods, and fat is one of them. But fat is a source of what? It was a word that started with E. Did you catch it? Energy. You know, I think one thing that I need to work on, I hope that you're making goals as you're watching these videos. One thing I need to work on is including more healthy fat in my diet, because sometimes I'm a little low on energy. And we see here that fat is a source of energy for the body. Let's talk about that. Fats help the body use some vitamins. Fats help the body use what? Starts with a V. Vitamins, and helps keep the skin healthy, right? So I want to flip over for a second where it's talking about those vitamins to page 485, because my nutritionist, Heather Craig, was telling me, hey, you need some fat in order just to be able to absorb vitamins. If you take fat completely out of your diet, then you're going to have nutrient deficiencies or vitamin deficiencies, right? So all fat is not bad. So we're getting ready to talk about different types of fat in a minute as well. But this says function of lipids, which are fat, and this is page 486. Lipids are the most concentrated source of energy in the body. 1 gram of fat yields approximately 9 calories when oxidized, furnishing more than twice the calories per gram or carbohydrates of proteins, in addition to providing energy. So let's see what else fat does for us. Fat acts as a carrier for fat-soluble vitamins, and here they are: vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, and vitamin K. So which vitamins, here's a question, which vitamins, for those of you who are taking notes, does fat act as a carrier of? A, D, E, and K. That's right. Vitamin D aids in the absorption of calcium, making it available to body tissues, particularly to the bones and teeth. Fats are also important for the conversion of carotene to vitamin A. Fats are involved in the following. Here are several benefits of fat: cellular membrane structure and function, precursors to hormones, cellular signs, regulation and excretion of nutrients in the cells, surrounding, protecting, and holding organs in place. You ever thought about that? Your kidneys, heart, and liver, they're being held in place by fats. You take all the fat out, what's going to happen to your organs, right? Insulating the body from environmental temperature changes and preserving body heat, prolonging the digestive process by slowing the stomach's secretion of hyaluronic acid, creating a longer lasting sensation of fullness after a meal, initiating the release of hormone cholesterol, CCK, which contributes to satiety. So here's some different food sources and types of fats, okay? Here are the ones to keep in: monounsaturated fat, okay, and polyunsaturated fat. These are the ones to keep in. The ones to take out are saturated fats and trans fats. And why? Well, let me tell you why. Let me go back to where it was talking about that. All right. Why keep saturated fats in and unsaturated fats out? Well, here's why. Polyunsaturated, let's see, let me skip some of this here. Polyunsaturated fatty acids provide important essential fatty acids or fats that cannot be manufactured by the body, but are essential for proper health and functioning. Saturated fatty acids are implicated as a risk factor for heart disease. Okay, so it may taste good, but how's it affecting your heart? And why? Because they raise bad cholesterol levels, low density lipoproteins, LDL, which unsaturated fats are associated with increases in good cholesterols. Okay, high density lipoproteins, HDL, and decreased risk of heart disease. So again, polyunsaturated fats help with reducing the risk of heart disease, because they give us good cholesterol or high density lipoproteins. And saturated fats put us at a higher risk of heart disease because they raise bad cholesterols or low density proteins. Okay. Let's keep reading. Monounsaturated fatty acids found in olive and canola oils, and polyunsaturated fatty acids such as omega-3 fatty acids found in cold water fish such as salmon are considered to have favorable effects on blood lipid profiles and may play a major role in the treatment and prevention of heart disease, not only heart disease, but hypertension, arthritis, and cancer. God has a design for your body. So when I'm telling you, okay, stop cooking with that stick of margarine, God is not trying to withhold something good from you. It may taste good, but what's that phrase? Everything that glitters ain't gold, right? It may taste good, but guess what? By doing that, you're putting yourself at more risk of heart disease, hypertension, arthritis, and cancer. Whereas you should trade that stick of margarine for olive oil, canola oil, peanut oil, avocado oil, peanuts, almonds, pistachios, those types of things there. Those are what I just listed are monounsaturated fats. I always talk about earth balanced butter. It's made with pea protein, flaxseed oil. And let me show you guys what that looks like since we're talking about fat today. There's actually another one of these. The green container is one I recommend if you're going to have butter. Okay. This has canola, safflower, flax oil, palm oil, water, pea protein, natural flavors, sunflower lecithin, olive oil, lactic acid, and natto extract for color. So it's also vegan, non-MSG, gluten-free, zero trans fat, non-dairy, lactose-free, soy-free. I like the one that says a hint of olive oil because the olive oil is a monounsaturated fat. But what did you hear? What did you hear in there? Canola oil. What type of fat is that? Monounsaturated fat. What did you hear? We heard about pea protein. That's not necessarily a type of fat, but we know that pea protein offers health benefits as well. Flax oils. I know I didn't list that there in these lists down here, but flax oil, I believe, is a type of unsaturated fat as well. Okay, so it's the best I can find so far. I'm still looking for something better, but this is the best I can find so far. You can find this at Publix or Walmart or any place like that. But light olive oil, y'all, is the one that I use, or avocado oil. Let's talk about some other fats that are good for us. Okay, so monounsaturated fat, that's the Bentley, right? Now we're looking at the Cadillac, which is still good for you too. And that's polyunsaturated fats, vegetable oil, safflower oil. Did we hear that? Safflower oil? Yes, we did. Safflower oil. It says here soy and corn, but I eliminate soy because my dietitian at St. Thomas Bariatric in Murfreesboro told me that most soy in our country is genetically modified. So we don't want GMOs, so I eliminate soy. And then corn, I just make a habit of taking corn out of my diet because the outer skin, for lack of a better word, I can't think of it, is not digestible. So I focus, once again, Mikhayahtarianism on nutrient-dense diet. Why would I want to include something in my diet that I can't even digest, right? So I avoid the corn altogether just to make a habit of, making a clean cut. What should be in, what should be out. Don't be lukewarm. All right, sunflower oils. I think we heard that too in there, didn't we? No, yes, it is sunflower lecithin. That's in there. Okay, omega-3 fatty acids, herring, mackerel, salmon, sardines, flax seeds, and it says most nuts and seeds. So when you go to the store, you're like, oh, which nuts do I buy? Like if you're trying to buy nuts, right? Which nuts do I buy? Which one? I just look for something that says heart healthy. If you can't remember in your head, pistachios, almonds, peanuts, stuff like that, or flax seeds, sunflower seeds. If you can't remember that list, look for the ones that say heart healthy, or just keep a list in your phone. Let me show you one I got from BJ's here recently. My husband picked this up for me, right? He tries to put me on FaceTime, and sometimes it's not clear for me to see what the ingredients are. But I always make sure that there's no added table salt, right? We want to reduce the risk of chronic disease. So table salts we take out and we replace with pink Himalayan salt, sea salt, or gray salt. Okay, but this was at BJ's here, and it has a good mix of peanuts, almonds, pecans, walnuts, pistachios, and hazelnuts. Okay, awesome. Let's move on. Things that we need to take out of our diet because they lead to heart disease, hypertension, arthritis, and cancer. Okay, I'm going to have guided notes for this one day, and that's going to be a question on there. What type of chronic diseases can you eliminate by taking saturated fats out? Heart disease, hypertension, arthritis, cancer. And here are some of those saturated fats. Meat, poultry. And when it says meat, it doesn't say red meat here, but I have already read in the American heart disease has a chart. They have a chart kind of separating different types of fat. What meat is usually high in saturated fats? Red meat. That's why we take it out. So I know that you love your red meat, but once again, you keep ignoring these rules because it tastes good or because it's family oriented, it's something that you bonded over. Guess what? You are putting yourself at risk for heart disease, hypertension, arthritis, cancers down the line. Okay, poultry, lard, butter, cheese, cream, eggs, whole milk. These are all saturated fats. Even be careful with some of your coconut oils, palm oil. We heard palm in here. Remember, I'm still looking for something better. But I try to stay away from the palm because sometimes I even see that in my peanut butter. So that's going to go on our Mikhayahtarian wish list. I want peanut butter without the palm oil and without the cane sugar. Let's get some stevia in there, okay? Palm kernel oil, many baked goods. Let's look at some more of these trans fats, stick margarine, fried foods, fried chicken, donuts. I know some of you do the air fry, so that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about where you drenching it in a stick of margarine, right? Fast food, and also not just drenching it in a stick of margarine, but then you're soaking it overnight in these saturated fats, these milk, because you want it to be tender, or cheese, or cream, and all that, right? And eggs. Then you battering it with eggs. So you got multiple things: milk, milk, cream, butter, eggs, all this whole milk that you're putting into one dish, and you're wondering why you got chest pain. Okay, many baked goods and pastries. Okay, so there's the skinny on fat there. We're not trying to give you rules to make your life miserable, but just letting you know that, hey, you can improve your health and improve the longevity of your body. Remember that story I gave you about my grandmother? It's not that she didn't want me to have what I wanted. She could not afford for me to have everything I wanted anytime I wanted. So she had to have rules to help her resources last. The same analogy applies here. We have rules to make our bodies last over time and for a long period of time, so that we're here for, weddings of our children, or here to finish. There's so much